Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're back in another snapshot, and that is because I want to cover a feature that will be releasing with Minecraft 1.21.2. Now inside of 1.21.2, they'll be adding a new component for items, and this is the equipable component. Now, quickly covering what this does, it makes any item equipable into a armor slot, like chest pieces and elytras. Now, this can go on any item, so for example, we can put it on dirt, and then some of the things it has is the slot. Now, this is the slot it'll be equipped onto, and you also have equipped sound, which is the sound that will play when it goes into that slot. And then you also have a dispensable, which does it work when a dispenser equips it. But the thing I want to cover today is the new thing that was added with the pre-release 1. And this is the camera overlay, because this opens up for so many different things. So the camera overlay takes in a resource location. This resource location just pulls from a resource pack or Minecraft textures. So I have got a few examples in my inventory. For example, this glass block will place us on with the frozen overlay. So the overlay you get when you are in powdered snow. And if I remove this, you can see that it places, and it does play the glass break sound, but that is only because that is the sound we put into this slot. Now, the reason this is so cool, this is used in carved pumpkins. So you can see when I equip the carved pumpkin overlay plays. Now, not only does it play the frozen overlay, you can also see we can just put like a big massive block. This is using the dirt block texture, so it pulls from blocks and then dirt, which you can see right here. Now, this is good for maybe you want to block the camera screen for a second. We then have this one, which if I equip this shows us the warden's texture. Now, obviously, some of these wouldn't be useful inside of survival mode, but for example, this one would be useful if you want to have a look at what a texture looks like. So let's say we want to have a look at the creaking. So let's quickly just go, the creaking is stored within entity / creaking and then / creaking. And the reason we're doing creaking twice is because it's in a folder creaking, because creaking eyes is also stored. So as you can see, if I give myself a dirt block and equip this, we can now see what the creaking texture looks like. Now, I don't think the exact texture looks like this. I think this is a bit squished just to fit within the screen. But a few other things that I just want to show some different examples. We have this one, which is the enchantment glint texture. We then have, that's the powdered snow. This one, which is really cool, this one is showing the spyglass texture, so it kind of looks like within our own movie. Now, a few other things I want to showcase with this before we jump to how you can add your own custom textures. You can give yourself a carved pumpkin that doesn't have the camera overlay. And how you do that is you just remove the camera overlay from the equipable. If there is no camera overlay typed in to the equipable item component, then it will pass in nothing. Meaning that if I remove it, which I have, and now grant myself a carved pumpkin, you'll now see that this carved pumpkin can be equipped onto my head, and it doesn't give us the pumpkin overlay, whereas this one does. If I quickly just equip this one on, you can see this one gives us the overlay, where this one doesn't. So it means with data packs now, you can basically give carved pumpkins no camera overlay without the need of resource packs removing the overlay. So now, before we jump to how you can add your own custom textures, I do quickly just want to mention, so if you pass in a resource location that doesn't exist either within Minecraft or within a custom texture pack you have made, then you'll see this on your screen. And this is just because, once again, the game cannot find a texture, so it just gives you the missing texture screen. So just make sure the resource location is correct. If it is correct, then your resource pack probably isn't loaded properly. So first off, you need a folder, and inside that folder you need an assets folder, you need a pack.mc meta file, and then optional you can have a PNG image. This image is what shows when you equip the resource pack, and that is the only optional one. The other two are required. Now, inside of the MC meta file, you are going to need a description of what the texture pack does. So in this case, this one adds custom overlays, which we have now done, and the pack format is going to be 41. That is what it currently is at the time of recording. This will be increased when you go into further snapshots and pre-releases. But at the time of 1.21.2 pre-release 1, this is 41. So now that is the pack.mc meta file done. Inside of the assets folder, you're going to need whatever your resource pack is called. I'm just going to leave it as Minecraft just because it makes things a lot simpler. Then inside of Minecraft, you are going to need a textures folder. And then inside of your textures folder is where you are going to want to put your textures. Now we're going to create a folder, and this folder can be called whatever you want. We are just going to call it overlays. And that is just going to make it easier to understand where we are pulling these textures from. So now we have this overlays texture. We're going to put all of our overlays in this folder. But first, let's make them. So there we go. I've now opened up the pumpkin overlay texture and the powdered snow overlay texture. And I'm not going to create anything too good. I'm just going to adjust these for the most part. So, for example, let's say we want this one to just be tinted a different color. So let's maybe make it match the creaking biome. So we're going to make it grey, and let's maybe tint it a little bit to the darker grey. There we go. I would say that works fine. Now, obviously, you guys can go into a lot more detail with this, but we are now going to go to the overlays folder we created earlier. We are going to rename this. We're just going to call it Pale Screen, and that is just because the Pale Gardens, and then Screen is just so we know that it's an overlay. But we should know that anyway because it's in the overlays folder. So that's now that one done. Let's now create something with the carved pumpkin. And I think what we're going to do here is we are going to pick block this coloring and then just fill in the whole screen with this. Now we have to adjust a few things. There we go. And now we're just going to cut out 3 squares as if this is the creaking's eyes. So let's just do that, and let's do that. Now I know they are in no way even. This is just as an example. And once again, we're going to go to the overlays folder and we're going to save this one as creaking's eyes. I want to show something. So let's say that you are creating like an adventure map, and within this adventure map, dirt blocks. Now ignore that it's very blurry. Once again, I'm not trying to make things look good. We are just doing this as an example. So let's say that dirt blocks are equivalent to 10 points. And you want players to know this, but you don't want to use signs. You can now use an overlay to do that. So let's say the dirt block is in the corner. So let's quickly just select this so I can move it. Let's move it to this top corner. And then let's now add some text. So the dirt block is equal to 10. So there we go. That is now all we're going to do. And we're going to save this one just as info panel. The next thing we need to do is just add that to the game. Now I know the resource pack file is called custom armor. That's just because I haven't renamed it, but it should work exactly fine. The name of it doesn't really mean anything. So now we have equipped this. So now what we can do is add our custom resource locations into this. Jumping back to the resource pack, if this is not called Minecraft and this is called, let's say, custom overlays, you will need to enter that in here. So for example, you would need to do whatever this is called. So custom overlays, let's just say it is called that for now. And then you'd need to do the colon, and then you'd need to enter in the resource location. Because we are using the Minecraft directory, we don't need that, but we could still use it. And then what we need to do, you don't need to include the textures, but we do need to include the overlays. So instead of miss, we are going to put overlays. And then after the slash, we now need to put one of these 3. And don't forget, it needs to be spelt exactly like it is here. So let's do the info panel first. There we go. We can see that we are using overlays / info panel. You don't need to do the .png because the game already assumes that it's a PNG. And let's give ourselves a stick. So the stick is going to be equipable with this custom texture. Now, if I throw it on, you can see that it's on my screen at the very top. Now, obviously, it's blurry. That's because we didn't really try too much. And you can see that it does also equal 10 if I look down. And yes, we did. So if I now equip this, which once again is just running the overlays creaking eyes, if I equip this, you can now see that we have the overlay with the 3 lines through it, as if we have the creaking's eye. And if we enter this in, you can see equipped in this gives us the pale screen, which is just the frozen overlay with a grey tint to it. And that is how you add custom overlays to items that you can equip. This is such a cool feature, and it's going to be used in so much, not only survival, but also creative, map makers, and all stuff like that. Minecraft are just getting better with the technical changes, especially with how advanced they're going with item components. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, do leave a like and subscribe. And if you have really good uses for this feature, do let me know in the comments as well, as I'd love to see them. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.